I am finally out for my first of hopefully many overnights of the season. I'm out on a little Crownland lake just northeast of town, bordering Muskoka and Algonquin Highlands. And it's sort of kind of raining. The bugs are sort of kind of out, but they're still making up their minds if they're biting. So I am trying to take advantage before they start. And I'm hopping a couple lakes to get to a campsite I haven't been to in well over a year. So I'm pretty stoked to check it out. I've got a brand new tent to set up for the first time, which is going to be interesting. And hopefully I'll do a little trout fishing as well. We'll see how that goes. A little late to the start, but man, does it feel great to be out in a loaded canoe for the night. All right, here we go. Water level is definitely a little high, to be expected during this spring. Okay, what would a Crown Lane campsite be without a solid collection of grills hanging on a tree? I'll probably actually make use of one of those. Okay, let's get that thing unloaded and set up camp. All right, I'd say we're looking pretty comfy. Good to go for when it's lights out. And would you look at that? Right next to the table is a bunch of chaga. Right on hand should I want a tiny chunk for some chaga tea tomorrow morning. Nice. The movement of a canoe is like a reed in the wind. Silence is part of it, and the sounds of lapping water, bird songs, and wind in the trees. It is part of the medium through which it floats, the sky, the water, the shores. It is as free as the wind itself, can go wherever fancy dictates. The canoeman can camp each night in a different place, explore out-of-the-way streams and their sources, find hidden corners where no one has ever been. Wherever there are waterways, there are connecting trails between them, portages used by primitive man for countless centuries before discovery. Although overgrown and sometimes hard to find, they are always there, and when you pack your outfit across them, you are part of a great company that has passed before. When you camp on ancient campsites, those voyageurs of the past camp with you. The feeling of being part of that tradition is one of the reasons canoemen love the sound of a paddle and the feel of it as it moves through the water. Long before the days of mechanized transportation, long before men learned to use the wheel, the waterways of the earth knew the dugout, the skin hunting boat, the canoe. A man feels at home with a paddle in his hand as natural and indigenous as with a bow or spear. When he swings through a stroke and the canoe moves forward, he sets in motion long forgotten reflexes, stirs up ancient sensations deep within. Well, the rain started getting a little harder there, so I tucked into the tent and started reading my book and fell asleep and ended up having a nice almost hour-long nap, which was fantastic. But it's about 7:30 now, so I need to get dinner on the go.
and maybe I'll be able to squeak in a little bit of fishing right before dusk. But the rain seems to have let up, and it's on its way out of here according to the radar. So I'm gonna get a fire going, put a frying pan on it, and throw a bunch of food in it. See what happens. Well, since I am going to be using a frying pan for most of my dinner, I am going to carefully select a fine piece from the old grill collection over here. Oops. I don't think we want to fry that. A little late, but nonetheless, dinner is served. Chicken, potatoes, red pepper, yellow pepper, and some asparagus. Mm, mm, mm. Well, good morning. It's just about 7 o'clock, and I'm going to go for a little fish. I didn't get in any fishing yesterday, and apparently you can't catch any fish if you don't have a line in the water, so that's what I'm going to try before breakfast. Slept pretty good last night, actually. No weird, crazy noises. At least none that woke me up, so that's always nice. It is a gorgeous morning. Well, as per usual, no fish, but I am getting kind of hungry, so time to head back to the campsite, get some coffee going, and get some breakfast in me. Then we'll try out a different spot. Oh no! Oh. Broke the yoke. There we go. Meanwhile, back at the old kitchen table, the coffee is ready. Cheers.
There is magic in the feel of a paddle and the movement of a canoe, a magic compounded of distance, adventure, solitude, and peace. The way of a canoe is the way of the wilderness and of a freedom almost forgotten. It is an antidote to insecurity, the open door to waterways of ages past, and a way of life with profound and abiding satisfactions. When a man is part of this canoe, he is part of all that canoe is. That's a little chilly, a little chilly. So it turns out I'm going to need to take an alternative route out of here just due to circumstances. which means that it's going to be far less simple to make my way home than yesterday coming here. So gonna have to hop a couple ponds and get out on the side of a logging road. And of course, yesterday, with there being no portages involved, I didn't bring my yoke for this boat, which will make this a little bit more interesting than I'd like. But it's gorgeous out. I've got all afternoon to make my way there. So gonna do a little fishing on the way. Came along some interesting scat here on the trail, full of fur. There's my finger for size reference. Looks like a bit of a paw print right next to it. I guess it would be wolf or something like it. Pretty neat. There's a lot of it. Looks like it was eating, I don't know. There's light colored fur in there. There's some dark. Here we go, final pond. Hopefully there's some troutses in here. Okay, so this is definitely a trout hole. Had 3 follow the lure right up to the boat and a whole bunch of bites. But nothing is sticking. It's super frustrating. Finally got one. Took me all afternoon, multiple bites, following the lure right up to the boat, and finally got a nice spring brookie. Oh, what a beautiful fish. Just beautiful. Turkey vulture party going on up there. Catching thermals and good times. Well, here we are. Just have to bushwhack up to the road right there and wait for my ride. Nice couple days out here.